Number 28, Craig Muni on the show this afternoon. Craig, can you imagine after tomorrow night there will be no more Oiler games at Rexall Place?
It's going to be a little different. I think a lot of people have grown up with that building here, including the over 160 alumni guys coming into town. So I think it's going to be pretty surreal after the game on Wednesday, and then going through that closing ceremony and just realizing, I guess, what's really happened there over the last 25, 30 years for us.
Now, many of your fellow alumni have toured the new home of the Oilers, Rogers Place. Have you checked it out yet?
We've done a drive-by, and we have not gone in. We were going to do one this morning, but we got kind of a late start, so we might see if we can get a chance to get in there later today.
You started your pro career with the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the early 80s. Kind of a whirlwind start to your career.
Yeah, I was drafted in 1980 by the Maple Leafs. I guess my 4 years with the Maple Leafs, I was mostly in the minors in St. Catharines. I think I played like 16 or 19 games in total over the 4 years. Had a chance to become an unrestricted free agent. And that summer, we had a meeting with Glenn Sather, and the only thing I asked of all the GMs I met with at that was a chance to show I can play. And I only wanted a guarantee that I would play half the exhibition games. And of the 8 to 10 teams we were talking to that summer, Glenn Sather was the only GM who gave me his word and a shake of his hand that I would get that chance. And after training camp, I made the team out of training camp and played half the exhibition games.
When you found out you were going to the Oilers, to join the ranks of Wayne Gretzky, Grand Fear, what was going through your mind?
It was pretty scary because, again, the Maple Leafs were not one of the powerhouse teams back in those days. That was when there was 21 teams in the league, and they'd never finished any better than 16th overall. So you're basically going from the bottom of the pile to one of the top teams who've already won a couple cups. But the unfortunate goal went in off of Grant from Steve Smith. Was kind of part of my reasoning for choosing Edmonton, as well as what Glenn guaranteed me the half exhibition games. The defensemen were getting old for hockey age, if you can imagine. I guess late 20s, early 30s. They didn't win the cup when they were predicted to, so kind of figured there would be some changes that year, if there were ever going to be changes.
Oilers alumni Craig Muni on the show this afternoon. Craig, you were part of the Oilers franchise when the Great One was traded to the LA Kings. Tell us about the mood in the locker room during that time.
I think everybody was just in shock. I remember it happened in the summertime. I was in the gym working out, and somebody came and said there's Oilers having a big press conference, and rumor is Gretzky was being traded, and I think everyone just thought, no, that will never happen. So it was kind of really an eye-opener for the hockey world that if Gretz can be traded, everybody can be traded. Nobody was safe. Your job was never safe. And it was really surreal to find out about it. And it became really a challenge for us individually and as a team when he was gone, because after Wayne left, everybody pretty much wrote us off that we'd never win again.
Do you and your former teammates stay in touch?
Yeah, you see the guys around different the towns when you do different events, or if they come to the town that you're in. So you see them at different points throughout your life and your doings of what you're doing.
Craig, you were part of the Oilers in the mid-'80s. Tell us what it was like playing in that time in your life.
People always will mention or say something about that. My first response is always right place, right time. The one thing that the team had is as many Hall of Famers and superstars we had a lot of everything. And when you compare our team to the current Oilers team, it's basically is what they're missing. They got the skilled small players, the potential superstars or Hall of Famers down the road, but they haven't filled up the rest of the roster with the defensive players, the big power forwards, the grinders, the people who are going to do the dirty work, really. So it was a great ride. It was a right place, right time, and I was very fortunate.
Personally for me, tomorrow's going to be an emotional day. The memories of Northlands, Skyreach, now Rexall Place. Will it be emotional for you?
I got to believe so. Again, there's going to be over 160 guys I heard coming into town, so there's going to be guys from the WHA to guys who played junior in the Northlands Coliseum Rexall Place today. So I heard there's one gentleman that's in his 80s that'll be here. So it's going to be so cool. Even guys who played just one game, I heard, are coming to town for this. So it's going to be nice to catch up, and it will be emotional at the end when they shut off the lights and realize really what's happening.
Craig Muni on the show this afternoon. Of course, he started off with the Toronto Maple Leafs, became an Oiler in the early 80s. Craig, are you going to take part in the rally tomorrow at Churchill?
Yes, they've got us scheduled to start our day pretty early in the morning, then going through all night. But on that schedule was, I think, pretty much all the alumni will be at City Hall for the rally. I can't imagine if it's anything like the Stanley Cup parades around town. The fans will be, as they always are, very, very engaging and very welcoming and very loud.
Do you miss playing the game?
I missed the paycheck. You know what? When I first retired, I got involved with coaching my son, so I had a lot of hockey fill there, and I was doing some pro scouting, so I got a lot of fill for the hockey. So I never really missed it as much as I guess a lot of people might. I think what you miss most part is the camaraderie and the dressing room and the stories and the hanging with the guys. That's probably the most prevalent thing that you'll find most of the guys will tell you is what they miss the most.
So, Craig, your favorite memory of Northlands Coliseum?
Yeah, we're just talking about this on the drive up. I was here 7 years. There's so many different things, but a couple of things that stand out, obviously, is winning the first Stanley Cup. And I remember it was Game 7 against Philadelphia, and we were up 3-1 at the series. And every game after that, we were up 3-1 in the game. And they came back and won every game to force Game 7 back in Edmonton. And we were up 2-1 going late into the game. Then Glenn Anderson scored a shot just inside the blue line to make it 3-1 with about 5 minutes left. And in my back of my mind, I'm thinking, here we go again. And when we end up winning, I was yelling, screaming so much, so being happy, I ended up losing my voice for a couple of weeks. So that one, and then the next cup with Gretzky organizing that photo on the ice, the team picture with the cup right on the ice. It was a different photo, and it basically set a precedent that the Stanley Cup team does that today. So That's kind of lasted 25 years.
Craig Muni on the show this afternoon. Craig, you're sporting that fancy Stanley Cup ring. For those of us that have never won a Stanley Cup, or like myself that never will, what's the feeling like?
I guess it's a boyhood dream come true. You kind of go in stages as a kid that you always dream of playing in the NHL first and foremost. So that's kind of step one. But then to have the opportunity to win the Stanley Cup, it's like you want it. That's why we play the game. But you really don't know if it's really ever going to happen. And again, I was very fortunate. There's a lot of fantastic, great players, Hall of Famers, who have fantastic careers but have never won the Stanley Cup. And to have the opportunity to win 3 is, again, I'm very, very fortunate for that.
Former Maple Leaf, former Edmonton Oiler, and former Buffalo Sabre, Craig Muni on the show this afternoon. Craig, enjoy Farewell Rexall Place. It's going to be an emotional one tomorrow, and thanks for stopping by.
Well, it'll be fun. It's going to be nice to catch up with all the guys and enjoy the moment.